Hi guys, right, so for this week 3 video, we're going to go through settle work. So we want our dogs to lay down in the beds and hopefully just settle down a little bit. So these two are quite excited, they've just got back from their walk, so they're quite energetic, and you can see Jodie jumping up, which is not normal for her. So I want to try and get them to settle down now. So the way we're going to start doing it is going back to last week, the send away to bed, so teaching them to go on their beds. So we're going to ask them first of all to go on their bed. After we do that, we're then going to reward them for going on their bed. So I'll just show you exactly what that would look like. Ready? Bed. Jed, bed. Good. And what we're going to do then is we're just going to reward off of the bed again. So I've got a treat. Good. I've counted in my head 2 seconds and then I'm rewarding. And then now I'm going to count up to 3 seconds in my head. 1, 2, 3. Good. And reward. And all I'm going to do is reward them now intermittently for sitting on their bed. Doesn't matter if they get off it, we're always just going to reward on the bed itself. Just reset them, get them to go back on the bed. All they're doing is getting rewarded for sitting still on their bed. So that's how we're going to start it. And I'm dropping them to the bed itself. Good. So that I'm not feeding them directly out of my hand. Because we want to try and teach them that the reward is coming from the bed, not really from us. So you notice Jodie's come out of position off of her bed. I'm just literally going to reward her for going back on her bed again. Good. Good. And all the treats are going to come off of that bed area. Your bed. Good. Reward. Good. Reward. So if your dogs know a lay down, for example, you can also do it in the lay down. So for these guys, I'm going to ask them to go into the down so I can keep rewarding them that. Lie down. 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 Good. Down. Good. Well done, Adrian. Okay. So we're going to reward them for going into the down position, and then we're going to carry on with the treats, rewarding them for staying there. Good. Good. It's the first time Jodie's done the settle, and she's not very good at it, as you can see. There's a couple of times that I've done it with AJ. Quite a few times with AJ, to be fair. Jodie normally settles on her own bed. So all I'm going to do is do basics with Jodie and do something harder with AJ. So if you wanted to pause the video and have a go with your dogs at home and literally just count in your head up to 3-4 seconds, maybe try and get to a stage where you count up to 10 seconds while they're on the bed and rewarding them intermittently. Good. So we're trying to teach them to go on their bed and relax and get rewards for just sitting there. What we're looking for is what AJ's doing. Jodie's not necessarily doing it, but she will do over time. So all we're looking for is those calm behaviours that we can start rewarding for. So if you pause the video, have a go for a good few minutes, and then we'll have a go at the next little stage in it. Good. Well. So the next stage is basically picking behaviours from those from them being sat down. For example, like AJ sniffing at his paw, you can say good and reward that. So you're making sure you're choosing behaviours you're now rewarding for, not just rewarding every 20 seconds or every 30 seconds. I'm looking at Jodie, I'm looking at AJ, waiting for those moments that they do something that isn't just staring at the treat or a hand. Good. Well done. So I'm rewarding Jodie there for looking down on the floor, for just sniffing, doing her own thing. Good. Well done. We're just trying to pinpoint the behaviours that are a little bit more relaxed. So I don't really want her to do anything specific. I'm just waiting for a new behaviour that is a bit more calming, for example. So any sniffing, if she lays down, I'll definitely reward that. Like looking down at the ground, having a sniff, good. Just sitting there, looking around, perfectly fine. Good. So we're rewarding the behaviours that we want when they're kind of on their bed. And we're not necessarily rewarding frequently. I'm not doing it every 1-2 seconds. It's just whenever they're doing that behaviour that I want them to do, after a few seconds, and reward. Good. And the other thing is we can start creating a bit of distance from them while they're doing it. So walking away. Good. Rewarding them. So we're not asking them to sit and wait like we have in the last videos. We're just being natural with it. We're making sure we're rewarding them just for staying where they are. So walking away backwards, but without asking them to do it. I'm not really giving them eye contact, not paying attention to them. I'm literally just rewarding for the behaviours when I'm not asking them to do it. Good. And Jodie's finding that a little bit hard, walking away, because you see she was about to get up there. AJ quite knows this behaviour anyway, so it doesn't matter. Good. So the idea is that you can eventually go and sit on the sofa or sit down watching TV or go in the other room and cook dinner while they're settling on their bed. You've asked them to go in it, you then rewarding them for going in it and calmly sitting in it, and then you can go and do something. So you can watch TV or you can do something else while they're doing that. And intermittently again, still rewarding them for going on their bed if you can. So if one of you is in the other room doing something and you've asked your dog to settle, if you asked your dog to go on your bed and rewarded them for it, someone that's in the room currently can reward them. Good, yay, good girl. It's really good actually laying down now. Good. Hold on. So after you've done this for probably 1, 2, maybe 3 minutes, or even 5, 10 minutes, you can then start to do it in a bit more of a passive way. So you can do it anyway with filling up a Kong full of food, smearing a bit of Primula cheese on the top, or maybe a bit of Kong paste over the top, or a licky mat, for example. I go on about licky mats a lot, but you can use a Kong, licky mat, a chew of some kind. Give them that on their bed, and that's them self-settling. You can go and give it them, and you don't necessarily have to do this training. All you have to do is say, right, on your bed, they go on the bed, they get a treat, they get something long-lasting. Good, well, I know, put my shinties up. And at the end of it, remember, right, finish them up. Give them a clear cue that we're not doing it anymore. Maybe move the bed back to where it was. Maybe just tell them, actually, you know what, you can settle if you want to, but I'm not going to reward you for it anymore. So you're just doing it during the times that you're asking them to go on their bed. So you've just got a bit of control on it as well. So that when you want them to go on their bed and you ask them to do it, you want them to stay there. So at least that's what we're trying to work on anyway. Hopefully that's given you some ideas to work on at home and times to use it. Obviously, like I said with these guys, they're quite wound up after their walk. They wanted a bit of training, they wanted to go and settle on their bed, and that's what I want them to do. So I came in, set them up and got them on their beds, rewarded them a few times. If I wanted to, I could have given them a Kong at the end of it or a chew at the end of it so that it lasted just that little bit longer, and so I didn't have to be involved with it. So the whole idea of the settle is we're building up to that stage where we're chucking it to them without them actually realising it's coming from us, really. We're just trying to get them to encourage them to settle on their bed, and that's the whole idea behind it. Hopefully you have a bit of a good time at home with that, and hopefully you can teach your dogs a little bit of a settle. And it is just the basics, so if you need any more support with it, let us know and we'll be able to help you. Cheers. Bye.